On June 11th, 2023, we made a quick decision to save Blanquita from having her babies on the street because we believe that mom was kidnapped, and we couldn't risk Blanquita and her little nuggets getting kidnapped too. So we brought her inside and hoped for the best, and it turned out to be right timing because the very next morning when we going to go check on her, she had her first little baby. We shall call him or her Squirmy. And there was a big delay after Squirmy, but she was so happy and they had so many beautiful moments together that I know Squirmy felt all the love, not only by his mom, but also by us. Because even though we couldn't touch him, because of course he was too little, and because she's feral and stray, she was very, very protective. And Blanquita has turned out to be an amazing mom who truly loves and cares for all of her little ones, and Squirmy was no different. Unfortunately, Squirmy did not survive, so he passed away on June 13th of 2023. I didn't want him to leave thinking that he was not loved, so I decided to make him a little, I guess you'd call it a casket, so that he would be remembered with love. I grabbed some felt, some string, and a really big needle to try and create a little cushion for him to lay on. I was just all feels, but to make the second circle, I just used the same other circle to cut it out. For the sewing part, I took my needle and just made one poke around the edge, then a straight stitch, and then doing a back and forth on the felt itself to get it like a slanted sort of style around the edges, because I felt like this would, one, look prettier, and two, also help keep the plush better on the insides. When I was making it, I was like a complete mess, and so I didn't even think to cut the thread before I started putting it around. So afterwards, trying to untangle what I had already done so that it was only a single thread instead of the double threads was just a mess. But at least in the end, I was able to untangle it and then do the stitching the way that I was envisioning. I did get scared that somehow I was gonna not have a way to put in the plush, so I only did like half of the sewing before I put it in. In retrospect, I really should have, just left a bigger gap in one of the sides because no one was going to see this, and I had to take so much of the plush that I just put in out because it was just not going to work. But again, I was just thinking of like a regular puppy bed or a kitty bed where we try and make it as like comfy as possible, and logic just failed. So in the end, I just put it in there and continued sewing. If I don't really know what the purpose of this video is, but if you're also struggling with the loss of a kitty, I really would like just encourage you to try and do something for them. And even if you don't have their body or whatever it is, just creating something in the memory of someone that you love is just such a big change. And it's not like a change as if you become a whole different person. It's just, it helps with the healing, or at least it really did to me. Because, again, like he was only with us for like 1 day and a half. And it was just a major hit. I wanted them all to obviously survive and be happy and get them adopted into loving families. And I don't know, like I made little details that no one would ever like see or care for. Like I made a heart because he was loved, so cheesy, but I don't know, it was just important that when he was laying there, it was like he was feeling all the love. Making the stitches with the felt was very interesting, I guess. It was very different from anything that I would usually do. The most I've done with felt, it was making Benny's stocking. So this was very different, but again, like, I don't know, maybe it was because it didn't really matter if it came out perfect, and I'm a perfectionist. It was just about the moment, just making it special for him. And I don't know if it makes sense or not, but I do believe that, like, our kitties and our puppies, when they go to heaven, like, they keep feeling all of our emotions, and if we love them, we continue to love them forever, they'll continue to feel that in heaven. So I don't think there would ever be a time where you stop showing your love or you don't do something because they're gone. I think you continue to celebrate the life and the love that you had with them. Or at least I have to, just for my own sanity and, just keeping hope alive. Now, because Squirmy did leave for siblings and mom, I wanted to make something special for each of them. So I decided to make wings. I figured it'd be appropriate, and it would just, I don't know, it could be something that I could give their families to hopefully keep when they get adopted out. And I can't say that it was the easiest thing to do, but I think it'll be good in the end, just to have a memory for all of them. So I did one solid color, like a solid like white, for the little wings that I was making for inside of the little kitty box. And then I did blue and white for the ones that I was keeping for mom and the siblings, because the bed was blue and then the angel wings were white, so I just wanted it all to match. I don't know, I felt like that connection, if I could do it, then I should. And I really should have just made a pattern and pinned and cut them all out so they would all be even, but instead I just kept using another piece of felt and another piece of felt, and obviously they didn't all match because my sisters were so big, and I didn't think to just switch to my smaller sisters. So I don't know, and usually I don't use sewing scissors for felt either, but sometimes you just gotta create and go with it. Just to rant for a little bit, it's weird how loss hits you just out of nowhere. And when we first had our first loss with Benny, I think even now we still can't quite process it. It took us over a year to be able to set up his corner, and I have videos of things that I created for him that I still haven't been able to post because just editing, thinking of him, just can't. And when we lost this little one, I don't know, it was hard, not only because of the whole situation and feeling so helpless, even though we tried everything we possibly could, but also the aftermath, just seeing the sadness that Blanquita had because of this loss. I'd always heard about how you have to show the cat that there was a loss so that they know, that they recognize it. So we left him there with her, just in the corner, while she fed all the other ones. And when we went to go check on her, she just looked so sad, so broken. She knew, we knew. And And that she's back to normal now, and she's still really fearful, and everything is a trial and error. I know that little angel, he's watching over all of them and all of us, and playing with Benny and just enjoying being in the rainbow and in heaven, going from cloud to cloud, seeing all the wonderful things that the world has to offer. It really has the best cat tree. Doesn't get any better than the sky. So, you know, loss is hard. And I don't know how people rescue over and over and over again, because the pain, it's a lot. But it's always important to find a way to heal, regardless of the shape that it takes. You did have a loss, and I think it's okay to recognize that, if maybe it doesn't make sense to that many people. Now, when it came time to sew these little tiny wings, I just wanted them all to be complete and look cute. So we just powered through all of them. And of course, because theirs are all toys supposed to be used by the little ones, I did add a tiny bit of plush, just enough to not have them be flat, along with some catnip, so that once their senses start to develop and they can play with them, then they'll sniff out the catnip. And in the end, it might look a little ghetto. I don't know. I actually do like the way that everything came out, and I hope that they do get to enjoy the toys. But most than anything, it's just nice to feel like they have that connection. Like, obviously they have that connection anyways, just from being siblings, and just because one is in heaven doesn't mean that there's no love. But I don't know, hopefully if you're going through a loss, you also find your own way to heal, and know that you're not alone. And everything, as long as it's made with love, it will always end in the right place.